And right now we have an upcoming artist. We have the one and only Blvk H3ro online. Are you there?
Yeah, bless up for them, man. Walk on.
Yeah,
Walk on to
man.
massive.
Yes, of course. So, let the listeners out there know who is Blvk H3ro.
This question always trips me because really I'm just a young creative, like from Jamaica, isn't it? Waterford to be exact. And
Okay.
like music, art, creativity, ideas, passion. This I used to just release. Music just releases all of that at once, you know what I mean? So definitely a musician, but overall just a creative, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, for real. I think you answered that pretty well.
I try.
Yeah, man. So where did that name come from, Blvk H3ro?
That everyone knows, like, that name is the title given to those people within the black community and the black race that has done outstanding work to move forward the race, period.
Yeah.
But then in my life, the meaning of the word came in one of my lowest moments. I was crying. I was just at a point, like a breaking point. We all reach it. And
Yeah.
in my room, just listening music, just doubting myself, putting all these negative thoughts in my mind. And then a voice just reached out and said, no, stop do that. You're the hero, like blah, blah. Like just these words just coming into my brain, just changing my life in this, like, you know what I mean? And then I was listening to a song at the time by an artist named Wale, and it was called Blvk H3ro. So it's like when the voice said hero, but they said, no, Blvk H3ro, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
from the rest is history from there.
Okay, yeah, man. It's quite a powerful story, really.
Yeah.
For real.
Like, it's like journey is so weird because grew up in church, Christian household,
Yeah.
all of that. So it's to church Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. So, being a musician, doing reggae and all these different songs that's out there. So it's like the journey span wide because Jamaica is paradise, but at the same time,
Yeah.
we're paralyzed at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like economic strains, like different kind of stuff that happened in the past, wars, elections, stuff like that. So it's a lot. The journey is a lot. Like you can be 25 and live like you're 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
for real. You kind of fed into my next question, really, which was about when do you think your journey began in music? Or started, should I say?
I can say like, I just thinking just like professionally, I can say 2016, 2015, that time.
Okay.
But to be honest, now that I'm like looking like everything, because when you reach a certain, like, you take a time to look back, everything kind of come full circle, why he was playing drums at church at 6, why he was in the choir at 8, why he was doing all these different things musically, because I wasn't really even at church for the word or what they were doing. It was really the music. Like, that was the only thing my mom could use to get me there. Then now fast forward to high school, primary school, like, why was I in the arts, the music department? Why was I always like beating the desks when the artists used to perform? I wasn't even thinking about being an artist. I just loved the music, so I just beat the desk with the pencil and the pens, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all these different things kind of started to make sense now into how Jah just lead me to this part. So I would say this was like preordained, like for sure. I can't go around that.
Yeah. And am I right in saying you learnt how to play the drums as well?
Yeah, that's our church. Like, you just be there, you go on pam, 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 the drum a little bit until somebody with the right skills say, no, man, this is what you do. Probably get your first drumsticks, inspire you. That's what really reached me at church. Like, we started from the congos, and we were just performing, and somebody in the music department that said, yo, I like how you're playing the drums, like, just forward and come in to play the trap set. And I went every Saturday to the rehearsals, learn, start play on the Sundays, and just. Yeah, but all that talent is gone now into the singing. Like, I can't play the drum again.
Oh, you can't? Are you sure about that?
Like, not how I used to, with like rolls and all these different like skills. Nah, just like I probably can carry a one rhythm, isn't it?
Okay. So, do you remember your first performance or that kind of performance moment where you thought, yeah, I'm going to take this to the next level?
There is a show. There's in Jamaica. You have UWI. The university is one of the top universities in the Caribbean. Actually,
Okay.
They normally keep shows over there. So there is this one specific show, the same 2016, where Sizzla was on the show, Agent Sasko, Chronix, Keznam, Dre Island, me, like all these Runkas, all different kind of people, and just to know that I was there and the set was just going beautifully. Like just to stand out amongst those giants at that, and then the night was just a mind blowing thing because Barris was there, like so much people was there, like Beanie Man was there, like, and just to know that people was like, yo, that Black Hero being the artists themselves, and they kind of put a perspective, and also that was the first show I called out Protogen, and I mean, and that kind of just sent the place into an eruption. So that show for me just kind of like say, all right, there is something here. Like it's not just, you know what I mean? This is not a coincidence, you know what I mean?
For real. To be honest, when I first kind of heard about you, I seen a video clip on, I think it was Facebook, and you were doing a performance with Toddler T, and you were with Shensia, Leno Banton. How did that come about? Because that was a really cool set, I think.
Yeah, it was, and it really propelled our careers too as well. You know what I mean? Like a big up. Toddler was the engineer behind all of that. Like,
okay.
We were all communicating through social media, you know, the internet once again saves the day. Like just messaging and sending him music, and he's just always being abreast about the music because he's a student too. You know what I mean? Like he's like a young radigan, to be honest. Like he knows all the young musicians right now and everybody that's coming up. So when he came here to do the BBC Extra Freestyle, like it was like a no-brainer. It's like, yo, Hero, yo man, leave Leno like forward, like man, Sensei up on the set, come Shelly. And in our minds, I thought it was gonna be some UK beats, but when we reached, it was just a straight 45 old time sitting like blow brain and like it was a real moment for the culture. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So, do you remember your first song that you prepared, you put together? Do you remember your very first one?
Yeah, there's like two very first songs. Like the first time I ever recorded anything was over this T.I. beat.
Okay.
Long time ago called Live This Life. But then the first official song from I was like this record that Major Lazer had this rhythm and Chronix remixed it, J. Cole. And then my producer at the time, Takuna, just say, yo, why not just do something on this rhythm? And I'm like, alright, I'm going to do something on this Major Lazer rhythm. Because I don't really like doing songs on other people.
Yeah.
And then I just did it. I didn't know he was reasoning with them. I didn't know he was close to Walshy and Dippo them. They heard the song. They were like, yo, we want to put this out as an official remix. Okay. And they put it out and like it just went out there. So that My Story record like is really my first song.
Okay.
Out there.
Yeah. So, do you ever get nervous when you're performing? Because you've done quite a few performances now, haven't you?
Yeah, it's a little bit. No, but always. I don't think every performer would say that there is a certain nerves. I wouldn't even say nerves. Like nerves make it seem scary. A certain happiness. Like I don't think most people call it that, but I call it a certain happiness, a certain a childlike thing that takes over. Like, oh my God, what's about to happen? Like it's like almost like a happiness, but you don't know how to control it. Like anxiety, you get anxious, you get, you know what I mean, butterflies in your belly, so many different things. But then as soon as the mic touches my hand, there's like this thing, like it's almost like a superpower for you. Like I can get like a backseat. Like it's almost like I get a backseat drive. Like somebody take over the car.
Yeah.
I'm just there. I watch the whole performance like everybody else, and the joy and the expression and the passion. Yeah. As soon as the mic hit my hand, I don't know what happened, but all that just gone.
Yeah. Then we move on to your album, Immortal Stepper.
Yeah, Immortal Stepper.
Okay, so how did that album come about? Because there's some very great tunes on there.
It's been because it's still ongoing. I haven't even really finished. I have a lot more visuals and stuff coming, but it's been the creation of the art, the sonics took like a 2-3 year process. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Every year we said we're gonna release it, but something just kept pushing it back. So I felt like everything happened the right time this year, and it's out. And 14 tracks. Most like I would say 95% of it is produced by young Jamaican producers. Yeah. There's only like 1 or 2 is produced by like some youth in France, you know.
Okay.
So I think it shows I always wanted to show even the alternative production side of Jamaica and the alternative sounds of Jamaica, along with what we have. So it's like a sample of the old and the new in that sense. You know what I mean? Like the traditions and the nostalgia we have, but also like the iPhone 10 and that. the iPhone X. Like, you know where we're at right now, like in
Yeah.
this generation. So yeah, the album, I think a lot of people did well by showing bits and pieces of it. Like Chronix, he on his album he did I Can and songs like that to kind of show people that yo, it can be done.
Yeah.
But I just made an album of all of it at once, so you can pick, choose, and refuse. You know what I mean? It's almost like going to a restaurant and being like, oh, this is the menu. You know, this is jazz, this is hit, that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's still cohesive in a sense. It's still like a steady pace and energy throughout it. So yeah.
Definitely. So, what I've noticed as well in a lot of your artwork is very spiritual.
Yeah, because we're all spiritual beings.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Like we're the thing. Like we're housed inside flesh, but the thing inside it is like the spirit. It drives us. That's the engine. That's the fuel. You know what I mean? So when you leave, that's why when you die and your body gets heavy, it gets cold. Like there's no warmth, there's no soul in it. You know what I mean? There's no spirit. So everything I do has to have that in it.
Yeah.
And it's just subconscious because that's where that's what I tap into to really create. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
So, who's inspiring you at the minute?
Like right now, who?
Yeah.
To be honest, like the inspiration, I've always said like life inspires and stuff like that, but I've started to zone in on a specific aspect of life. Like just the positive and the negative of stuff. Like why is this thing negative? Why is this thing positive?
Yeah.
How, you know, how different worlds or different perspectives attached to them. So right now I'm very zoned in on and inspired by perspectives and what we call sins and what we call positive and negative and what we call evil and what we call good. You know what I mean? I think like it's something where it's like I'm looking at now the way I see it's looked at is very divisive. It's like the divide is like your mind divide everything within you. Like it makes sense to one part and it don't make sense to the next half of you.
Yeah.
And I always wonder why. So I'm trying to create around that now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To put it out there, like to kind of see what people think about these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for real. Yeah, man.
Because I think like with reggae and mostly like we're geared to just say positive stuff. But in my mind right now, I'm tired of being given quotes. I've been given quotes when I was born, from my grandmother to everybody. We definitely know all the positive stuff to say. But what is the harsh reality that you don't want to say that you would think is negative? Why not say it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would write a song about, all right, everybody's talking about world ending, all these things. Everybody's talking about crime, all these things. But at the same time, like, everything you use fuels everything you don't want. So, you know what I mean? It's so weird. Like, even just simple, like, the other day I just looked around my house and I was like, there's so much plastic bottles. I'm like, why is there so much plastic bottles? And it hit me like, oh, water companies don't make water, they make plastic. You know what I mean? To put the waters in. So it kind of shows me like why one thing is positive, like I need the cleaner water, it's better than the pipe water, that the fluoride and these things. But the negative is that this plastic that I'm buying is contributing to the world ending. You know what I mean? So it's just that's what I mean. It's like it's just so weird.
Yeah, bigger picture.
Yeah, things is just so weird. Yeah, what's the bigger picture of this? Like, what are we doing? What are we saying? We all want the proper clothes and the nice stuff, but these things kill other stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So where do you see these two ideas and these two feelings and thoughts? Where do they meet? And that's what I'm trying to do. Use music to make them meet at the music. I think music and art and creativity is the only thing that can make the positive and the negative be seen in the light of the show.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One song that you released recently that I really enjoyed listening to was Feet Don't Fail.
Yeah.
So, and the visuals
Very
as well. I like
song.
the visuals that you put with that particular song.
Yeah, different, just always trying to do something different as usual, just trying to put some of my crazy ideas out there.
I don't think they're crazy, man. They're good.
Upfront.
Yeah. So, how did that come about? How did that song come about?
It was both a challenge for my engineer and the team, and also in a moment where, I needed to write that song to continue on this journey. Like, it's very rough, you know. Just being alive right now, it's like it's almost something like it's easier to die. You know what I mean? Just everything. So it's just like at that time I needed that. I needed that song to tell me like, yo, feet don't fail me now. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We trotting along with the battles. It's just begun. Even though you're feeling right now, it's actually just started. So if you're not ready for it, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, far from one, but we got nowhere to run. What else am I gonna do but continue to go until the wheels fall off or until whatever? You know what I mean? So that song was just a song where I was looking for strength, and then it ended up being a song of strength for a lot of other people, which I really give thanks for using me, because that's all I ever want the music to do, is just to be some form of source of something for someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, that song was written from a very real place, because even at the time it was so hard to explain who I was to people, other people. Like, because you're doing certain things innocently and not knowing what's happening, and then I had to just write in the song. I really, whenever born for fight against friends or family, I've come to shed some light on the system's fallacies, the way I want to proceed, be an example and set the lead. So with the music, you know, it's just like, it's very self-explanatory what I'm coming to do, you know, the energy I'm coming to bring, and how it can help everybody else.
Definitely. So what's next for you?
Definitely. So much, like, yo, Kat, I have so much music.
Okay.
It's ridiculous. So I'm just really, as soon as I'm comfortable with them, I'm kind of just ease off of the perfectionist kind of vibe right now, and just gonna release a lot of music. I think that is needed. My people need a lot of these sounds right now, and these kind of content, and because, you know, the balance is tilting, and I'm not going to play a fool. Like, the music out here right now is like getting to me, you know what I mean? Like, very talented artists, definitely, but the content, they know the game that they're playing, and I'm not playing it. I just want to put out some positive streams, so at least those who are listening can continue to be fed, you know what I mean? And anybody new that joins can just, just get the point, because right now it's like almost like really is like a spiritual warfare right now. I never really saw it like that before. You get me, Kat? Like, I never seen it like, I always thought it was just like music. I knew there's business, and sometimes spirituality is cloaked. Business is cloaked in spirituality and all these different things. But I just always genuinely thought, yo, this was the music, was the talent, was the hardware. But now I'm seeing like a lot of music just being used to just directly turn the frequency of the people them down, way down, like way down. It's like, it's not even a joke. It's like, I'm gonna get very serious about this now, because I used to play it off and laugh it off, but now it's like, it's so cool, like, to do these negative stuffs. You know what I mean? It's so cool to lie. It's so cool to have misleading information. It's so cool to just care about this one thing and not about that. You know what I mean? And it's just, that needs to, like, balance out. If it can't stop at least, at least balance out. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah, so just more music, more visuals, hopefully more interviews with you. Hopefully next time it will be face to face. Hopefully in UK, hopefully all over the world. Yeah, that's just the plan. To keep creating good content until the rest of my life.
Yeah, man. So, would you be up for doing a little something live on air now?
Okay, yeah, there's music. Oh, don't for anything.
Okay.
Alright. Da da da. Feet don't fail me now. Oh, as I trot a long way. Battle's just begun. I know it's far from one, but DJKat them a figure on. Oh, when you go on. Yeah, man, I need
busted. So, is there any kind of, not final thoughts, but any last kind of thoughts until next time you want to say to the listeners out there?
Definitely, please, definitely be safe. I would love to be able, for everybody that's listening, I see you at a show very soon. Just drink a lot of water. Read the packaging. You know what I mean? Watch the air you breathe. Watch this energy you keep. Watch your surroundings where you're at. Watch the people who are around you. You know what I mean? Only positive stuff going forward.
Definitely. I want to say thank you to you. I know you've been so busy, but thank you for taking the time out for the interview, yeah?
Yeah, man, for sure, man. Anytime you want to chop it up again, let's line it up.
Yeah, man, for real. So we'll speak again soon, yeah?
Alright, bless up everybody listening, isn't it? Up for it.
Definitely. Blessings. Bye bye. Yes, you heard it here, people. Blvk H3ro. Okay, make sure you go and check out his music. See what he's all about. Okay, he also has some new tracks as well on YouTube and all these other things that you can have a check out. But this song that I'm going to play now is called Feet Don't Fail.